If I could have your attention, please. I'm Ronald Perlman, Chairman of the Board of Revlon, and I would just like to welcome you and thank you all for joining us this evening, which is a very special evening for all of us here. Just before we start, I'd like to introduce Saul Levine, who's the president of Revlon, right in front. And just to his right is Arnie Zimmerman, who's the president of Group 1. 12 years ago, when Charlie first was developed as a fragrance, it was more than just a spectacular scent. It was actually an attitude and a state of mind. And that has developed and succeeded and prospered over the last dozen or so years. We began a look last year for a woman that typified this attitude and this energy and this spirit. And we found her in Terri Jones. Terri is not only a beautiful model, not only married to a successful individual down in Florida, but is also on her own a world-class pilot. She flies everything currently from jet fighters to 707s, and tomorrow is going down to Florida to be checked out in a 747 to begin a trip circumnavigating the world in an attempt to break the world speed record. So that we have here a very special woman exemplifying a very special fragrance. And now I would like to introduce Terri Jones, our Charlie Ambassador.
Thank you. Stay up here?
I'll stay up here.
It's coming along.
Well, I'll get
I just have to start off by saying how truly honored I am to be here tonight representing the world's finest and most loved fragrance, Charlie. 10 years ago, when I bought my first bottle of Charlie perfume, I never dreamed that I would be standing here tonight. But that's what Charlie's all about. You never know where it's going to take you. As a teenager, I watched the Charlie go on television and realized that I wanted to be just like her. I already had that Charlie spirit, but she inspired me to take charge of my life and make the most of it. What I think that Charlie represents to me is not only a beautiful, fresh scent, but a lifestyle full of hopes, dreams, and ambitions. I have been fortunate enough in my life to be able to live my hopes and dreams. Admittedly, I've had a great deal of opportunities in my life, but opportunities are worth what you do with them. And as Pasteur once said, chance favors the prepared mind. So as a new Charlie World Ambassador, the message that I would like to bring to the world, especially to young teens, is to believe in yourself, aim high, the sky's the limit. I'd like to end just by thanking everyone at Revlon for their support and enthusiasm. Special thanks to Mr. Perlman for his belief in me and giving me this opportunity. And a special thanks to my mother, who is here tonight, for without her I would not have done a lot that I have been doing. And she was always there, and I love her for that. And thank you for sharing this night with me and Charlie.
Yes, could you tell us about the flight?
Okay. No, this is my heart. I originally planned to fly around the world 2 years ago. I came up with the idea. And at the time, I was checked out as captain, pilot command on the 707, a Boeing 707. But we found while putting our flight plans together that it was going to be a bit difficult because we had to add fuel tanks, and it got kind of complicated. So within the last 6 months, I've decided to do it in the ultimate airplane, which is the 747. But I didn't have the type rating, so I start school actually tomorrow at Pan American Flight Academy in Miami, which will last for 6 weeks. And hopefully the flight will take place in mid-November. We'll depart from Florida, fly the southern hemisphere, land in Cape Town, South Africa, Auckland, New Zealand, and then back to Florida, hopefully in less than 45 hours, because that's the record. But I would like to stress the fact that we're not saying that I'm the only female pilot in the world. I simply represent a group of very dedicated professional women. In fact, to date, there are 710,000 male pilots and a fast-growing 43,000 female pilots in the United States alone. And some female pilots, in my opinion, not only are good pilots, they go on to become great pilots, some of the best. So in any case, that's what's going to happen in November. And I have a little teaser retreat fighter that I fly, which is going to be painted up in the red lawn colors, flying at various air shows and doing demonstration flights. And I think we're talking about having a contest where you write, or, oh, yeah, you're writing, you win a contest or something, and you win a flight with me. Maybe the loser should win a flight with me. I don't know. And we haven't seen me flying yet. So I think that's about all. Is that it?
Sounds pretty good. Thank you, Terri.
Thank you.
What fragrance are you going to be wearing on this?
Oh, great, you can do it. Without trying.
Thank you.
Again, I would just like to thank all of you for joining us here this evening. And I think after Terry's few remarks, you can see how fortunate we are to have her with us. She's a special girl, again, for a special fragrance. And I thank you. Good night.
Terri, here's the water you were just drinking. It was on the side.
I met your mother.
How about you? Together, that's it. Great. Thank you very much. No, don't you look animated, dear girl. It looks as if you're posing for
It's not good money to somebody.
Oh, really? Let me tell you.